Hi, my name is Matisse Curtis.
And my name is Nady Kim.
My name is James O.
I'm Jacob Perez, and this is Wordle Warlords, Arnie and Caldwell.
Wordle is a game where players attempt to guess a five-letter word in 6 attempts. The Wordle is by no means a measure of intelligence or English proficiency. It does generally reveal vocabulary and linguistic pattern recognition. Our team attempted to test loyalist students' vocabulary and pattern recognition, specifically if there was a difference between students who did and did not have Caldwell or Arnie. Essentially, our question is, are seniors who had Caldwell or Arnie for freshman year of English better at Wordle than seniors who did not have Caldwell or Arnie? This experiment involves a 2-sample t-test and a 2-sample t-interval, and our parameters are mu c-a, the true average number of attempts for a Caldwell or Arnie student to get a Wordle, and mu non-c-a, the true average number of attempts for a non-Caldwell or Arnie student to get a Wordle. The values range from 1 to 7, where 7 represents an unsolved Wordle because the game gives the players the correct answer after the 6th attempt. The sample sizes are n c-a, which equals 20, and n non-c-a, which equals 40. Given these parameters, we propose a null hypothesis that the true mean Wordle attempts for Caldwell and Arnie students is equal to the true mean Wordle attempts for non-Caldwell or Arnie students. The alternative hypothesis is that the true mean for Caldwell and Arnie students is lower than the true mean for non-Caldwell and Arnie students.
We collected the data with random sampling through the calculator function randint. We assigned each senior a number between 1 and 320 and used randint 1, 320, 60 to randomly select 60 seniors. We asked the subjects to solve Wordle number 5 and then which English teacher he had. The data we collected contained both quantitative and categorical variables, the number of attempts for Wordle, and if the student had Caldwell or Arnie respectively. We specifically chose Wordle number 5 to minimize the possibility of the subject having an advantage by already knowing the Wordle. For this, we randomly chose from a range of the earliest 100 Wordles when the game was much less popular. Because we planned on surveying people, non-response bias was a possibility. However, because Wordles and our questionnaire are pleasant and take little time, we believed that people would be more than willing to participate, and they were. Lastly, we were concerned that certain students who chose to take higher level English courses, namely Honors English 2, may have had traits that give them a slight advantage in the Wordle. So we only looked at freshman English teachers because they would be mostly randomly assigned to the students.
When looking at the distribution of the results, it's difficult to tell the exact shape because of the small range, but they do not appear to have any strong skews or outliers. Thus, we cautiously proceeded with our project. The graph depicting total word attempts had the most normal-like graph among the three, and all share a mean of about 5 attempts. It appears that Caldwell and Arnie students were better off because the Caldwell and Arnie students graph has more data points located in the lower percentile, and the non-Caldwell Arnie students graph has more data points at 7. However, these observations must be statistically proved. In the analysis, we compiled our collected data in lists and then executed both a 2-sample t-test and calculated a 2-sample t-interval because we are comparing 2 sample means. As seen on the slide, the requirements for these producers have been met. Also, the sample size of the Caldwell and Arnie group, there are no outliers or strong skew. For the 2-sample t-test, we obtained a critical t-value of negative 1.507 and a p-value of about 0.071. This means that assuming that there is no difference in mean Wordle attempts between our population, there is about a 0.071 probability that we obtain the difference between means purely by chance. In the 2-sample t-interval with a confidence level of 95%, we got negative 0.184 to about 1.234 with about 36 degrees of freedom. This means that we are 95% confident that the interval negative 0.184 to 234 contains the true difference in mean Wordle attempts between those who did not have Caldwell or Arnie and those who did.
Using the two data sets, we ultimately concluded that there was likely no difference between the two group scores. Because the p-value equals 0.071 greater than alpha being equal to 0.05, we could not reject the null hypothesis as we did not have enough convincing evidence in favor of the alternative hypothesis. Moreover, the 95% confidence interval backs this conclusion up because it includes 0, which implies that there is a likely possibility of the two groups having similar population mean. As for what inferences can be drawn from our study, we should be cautious with inferring causation. Although students were randomly assigned freshman teachers, they weren't for the sake of our study, and a few may have switched classes. Furthermore, sources of error included rounding errors and varying test conditions. Still, we can generalize to the population of the Loyola senior student body because of our random selection.
Thank you.